In this camera comparison, it's the Honor Magic versus the Galaxy Z Fold 4, and what you're looking at right now is 1080-60 on the selfie camera on the cover screen on the Honor Magic. Let's see how it compares to the Samsung's cover screen camera. So you probably noticed straight away that the cover screen camera is slightly wider on the Samsung, and let me know how the mics compare as well, because I can't hear it right now, and even when I play it back through the phone, it depends on the speakers in the phone. But check this out, this is the Lancaster bomber, and actually a bunch of Mauritian people flew this particular plane. And what some of you guys probably don't know about me is I'm actually half Mauritian. And what has that got to do with this plane? Nothing. So let's get the mugshots out of the way first. I took this inside of the short Sunderland aircraft at the Royal Air Force Museum in North London. And it's a bit of a low light situation, and to make things even more challenging, there was a strong backlight coming from the gunner seat at the tail end of the aircraft. Both phones do a good job, and it seems that the Honor attempts to brighten and make my face a little less ugly. And in its attempt to do this, it's actually allowing the highlights to flare just a bit more than the Galaxy Z Fold 4 photo. Now the Z Fold 4 seems to be delivering a more contrasty photo, which looks really nice, and it's also controlled the highlights really nicely. Some people might prefer the brighter image, some people might prefer that darker, moodier look. Which one do you prefer? Okay, here's a double chin fat face shot, and to achieve this effect all you have to do is take a photo from a low angle. Anyway, the reason I did this is because I wanted to get that Spitfire in the back in the shot. Again, you'll notice the Honor Magic Versus brightens my face and lifts the shadows, including all the dark lines under my eyes, and makes my skin look better. And I think some people will like that. The Samsung, in the words Valley G, seems to be keeping it real by default. And you can of course go in and toggle on all of the beautification features, but I do appreciate the fact that it is off and you're given the choice to switch it on if you want it. Okay, here's a portrait selfie. My main observation here is that you can see way more on the Honor's portrait because of that wider angle that it offers. And I think I do prefer that. However, the bokeh, aka the blurry background effect, seems to be nicer and arguably more realistic on the Galaxy Z Fold 4 photo. But both phones do a great job at edge detection, but if I had to pick one, just based on the fact that there was way more in the shot on the Honor photo, I'd have to pick that. And also when it comes to actually taking the photo, you don't have to reach your arm all the way out as far as you can just to get a regular selfie shot on the Honor. And let me know if you disagree. Okay, here's the Avro Lancaster bomber that was flown by the Mauritian bomb squad. And this was snapped on the ultra wide. Both do a fantastic job. Again, the Honor lifts the shadows, and in this particular photo is quite a bit warmer in color tone compared to the Galaxy Z Fold 4 photo. When I say warmer, it's got slightly more of an orange hue. The Z Fold 4 has that cooler tone, so a more bluish hue, and again, it's offering a more contrasty look, which makes it look kind of more dramatic. In reality, with my eyes standing there, looking at the plane, I would say the color tone was somewhere in the middle of the two. But let me know, which one do you prefer in this shot? Okay, back to the gunner seat on board the short Sunderland aircraft. This plane had quite a few gunner seats, so many so that the Germans actually nicknamed it the Flying Porcupine. Anyway, this is a good HDR test because there's no faces in the shot to beautify, and as you can see, the two phones are pretty evenly matched here. Let's zoom into that gunner seat at the end, and let me know what you think when magnified. And do you know what they say? They say a photo is worth 1,000 words, and I feel like I've said 10,000 words now already in this video, so I'm going to let you guys inspect the next few, and I'll join you again after the video and zoom test segment for the night photo comparison. Okay, now it's time to test out the zoom optics on both of these phones. And if you're wondering what this is good for, well, like Mr. Mobile said, bird watching. So it is useful, unlike war, because what is that good for? This is the oldest pub in Britain, Ye Old Fighting Box. And you know that a building with the name that begins with Ye has to be old. And also, if you can get away with having the word in the title, you definitely couldn't get away with that these days. That's for sure. Anyway, let's focus now. What you probably noticed is that the Z Fold 4 has produced a moodier, dark, more contrasty, and maybe more dramatic photo than the Honor. It's also done a great job at handling the highlights. The Honor Magic has brightened up the night, which is something a lot of people appreciate. You can see more sky in the shot, although there is quite a bit of digital noise up there. And when you look at the rain on the cobblestones, you'll notice that the brightness of the photo comes at a cost when it comes to those details in those highlights on the ground. Now, interestingly enough, I thought the Honor Magic Versus actually does better with the ultra wide lens at night. It looks quite a bit more natural and retains the highlight details nicely. And when you compare it to the Galaxy Z Fold Photo, particularly in the highlights here on the ultra wide, it does seem to be doing better. Let me know what you think. Okay, here's the mandatory food shot. No camera comparison would be complete without one. This is a good old British fish and chips and wild boar apple pie behind it. And now I'm getting hungry. So check these next few out. I'm gonna go grab a snack. And like the Terminator once said, I'll be back. Okay, so here's me again on the steps, thinking about how life on Earth began. And also thinking about whether people found that name of that ye old pub funny 1,230 years ago. And this shot was not easy to take, but it was made easier by the fact that there's that hinge, so I didn't need a tripod to take these two shots. I did have to rest the phone on the concrete though and tilt the main cameras upwards. And I think I know which one you'd pick here if you had to pick a winner in this last photo. So let me know in the comments below, and I appreciate you guys for watching this camera comparison. Let me know what you thought of the overall results in this video. And if you guys check out my unboxing video of the Honor Magic Versus, you'll also see a side-by-side comparison when it comes to design differences between the two phones in this video. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next one. Don't be late.